Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Heretic on the Black Plague Possesses the difficulty, played through the Heretic plus Hexen re-release on the Kex Engine. We're doing all levels with a 1-star, and this is E5M2, Rapids. Now Rapids are a rough section, or rough sections of a river or a stream. They're usually difficult to navigate through because of how rapid the waters move. And the term rapid itself comes from the Latin word rapidus. And you can take a wild guess what that means. Anyways, we're going to start off by grabbing the crossbow and some ammo for our trusty elven wand. And we're going to use the wand instead of the crossbow to deal with these gargoyles. Because we're going to save that crossbow for very near encounters soon. In the not too distant future is what I'm trying to say. Like this. Sometimes you can kill those saber claws in like one hit, and sometimes it takes forever. But make sure you grab all of these ethereal arrows before you go completely down and dedicate yourself to fighting the saber claws, because you'll very likely need each shot to help deal with them. Anyways, once we go out here, there'll be more saber claws and were-dragons, of course, which we've seen at this point. We're still going to focus all our shots on the saber claws until they're all dealt with. Then you can dedicate to the were-dragons, and you should have enough ammo at this point to deal with them. Unless you want to be really stingy and use a wand, you could also finish them off with that as well, because there's also plenty of ammo for that to go around. Case in point. And if you take any damage, there are plenty of crystal vials here. Well, there's at least 4, which should make things easier. Anyways, we're going to stick with a wand because there are gargoyles in this dark area. Including one here. And you can see the yellow key from here, but we'll deal with that in a little bit. First things first, we have to deal with all these gargoyles, including this fire gargoyle at the end. And now we can break up the crossbow because there's a were-dragon right here, guarding a button, which will lower the area of water where you can get the yellow key. And when you get that, you want to watch out because this area opens up with a gargoyle in it. But before we even go into there, this place that was open from the start, we can go to first. So we can get the Gauntlets of the Necromancer. You want to turn around pretty much immediately after that because a were-dragon will reveal itself in this little monster closet. But when you're done with all that, you can take a trip into here, finally. Now let's get rid of this fire gargoyle and the saber claw. And now we can wake up a number of enemies, including the were-dragons on both sides. Hence the plural. But also the gargoyles, who are honestly a bit more annoying. But you can deal with them by hugging these corners like so, and just sniping them. Again, you can wait for the animation for the one attack to finish, so that you have just about perfect aim. And you can also hug the corner on this side as well. If you're feeling bold, you can go to the center and attack them like so, but it doesn't really matter as long as you get them out of the way. Anyways, let's grab all of the items in this burning pool of lava, and let's also grab the fire base. Immediately go forward and take the portal because there are a ton of were-dragons in that room, and in order to lure them out, you usually want to hang out around either the top, or just hanging out in this spot will also help. As long as you're hanging out and about there, they usually will take the other portal in that area that will lead them to this place. I'll show you what I mean by that portal in a little bit, but first things first, gotta get rid of all of these big jerks. Most, if not all of them, usually take this portal. I believe there's a total of 6. Could be wrong though, or maybe they either didn't take the portal or took another one. Because if they do take the portal, it will lead them here. But most of them like to take this portal, which leads them here. I guess there were 5 then. Anyways. We took all 3 of the portals. One gave you a Phoenix Rod, the other gave you a Hell Staff. The Hell Staff is pretty useful in particular. You could take a wild guess why. But anyways. Let's go into this area now. Since we got the yellow key out of that one area that we accessed by pressing the button, that lowered the area of water. And now we can go here to deal with all these gargoyles. And you know what? I do feel like using a crossbow on you, so let's do that. Yeah, like so. Alright, so once you get into this area, you want to press this button, which will raise the way you came in, which means you won't be able to go out unless you press this button. But there's also a dragon claw here, which can be potentially useful against these saber claws, unless you want to stick with the crossbow and fire at them like so. There are also were-dragons here, one of which is hiding behind a fake wall. Sometimes he comes out of the fake wall, but usually he hangs out behind it, I believe. He should still be there. Actually, no, I think there's a monster blocking lined up that stops him. But either way, he's guarding a Tome of Power, and this button, that when you press it, will allow you to go up to here to grab the secret Morphobum. And this is one of the places where we killed the were-dragon using our sniping elven wand. And while you're here, make sure you grab the Bag of Holding as well. But when you're all done, you can press this button to go back up to here. Or you can take the secret way out and go into the lava if you really want to. Could consider it a shortcut, I suppose. But either way, when you press all the buttons in that area, this area should have opened up. And you can use the power of the pods to blow up a lot of these saber claws that are in the way. Just be careful that you don't blow yourself up in the process. You can also use it to get rid of the gargoyles as well. But make sure you go up here to grab these time bombs, because they can be particularly useful in certain spots. Or be useful if you want to troll gargoyles, like I love to. Like that. That one though, that one was a sturdy gargoyle, and it was a regular one too. Took a lot of shots with the Hell Staff to take down, and a bit of explosion radius damage too. Anyways, let's go into this little hole, get rid of all the gargoyles in the Stark area, and open this up. I'm gonna use a Dragon Claw on these fellas. And I'm gonna go deep into here. I don't know if you heard it, but there's an Iron Lich here. So here's where we're gonna use our trusty Phoenix Rod. Makes life so much easier. Even if there are tornadoes, whirlwinds, whatever you want to call them. That Iron Lich isn't too difficult to deal with. But his buddies, on the other hand, well, we'll see them in a little bit. Anyways, I'm going to go all the way up through here to get rid of these were-dragons. Go against the current. Yes, it will be pushing you around if you're going against it. But here's where you get the green key. But before we even go to find the green door, I'm going to actually go into that area so I can grab the Tome of Power here and fight this Iron Lich face to face. Yeah, he can be quite a nuisance, but you should have enough stuff to deal with him. If you have no ammo for the Phoenix Rod, you can use the Hell Staff. You can use the Shadow Spear there if you want as well. It can make things easier too. But after that point, you want to open this door up to go into the green door zone. Now the green zone has saber claws and were dragons. 2 of them guarding this button. That when we press it, the little barricades in the other spots will be open. But also, while we're here, we're going to interact with this wall, get rid of this fire gargoyle, grab some more ammo for our Phoenix Rod, and also this is another place where the other were dragon was, and it's a secret. It has a ring of invincibility. Now let's blow all this stuff up. You might even kill those saber claws that are trying to hug the walls. Yeah, so let's get rid of these guys as well. All of them. And grab the chaos device from this point. And you can go up here. Before we do that, we're going to grab the Mystic Urn. And also, I'm going to take a little trip to a place I did not go to before. Because over here, Greater Runes and an Enchanted Shield. Yes, that is a secret. So make sure you grab it before you do anything else. Before you're done with this, at the very least. But now we are. We can dedicate and go all the way through this part. And I'm going to use the Shadow Spear to open up this area, because there's an Iron Lich here. And I'm going to kill him from this side. And in order to open that back up, because it closes on a timer, you have to open up the other door, because they're connected like that. Anyways. That's a pretty good spot to kill him from. And he's guarding the Wings of Wrath, so it's very nice to get him out of the way. But either way, you want to grab the blue key. And now that you have the blue key, you can use it to open those up and press this button. Yeah, it doesn't immediately go towards the exit. Not yet, at least. Let's use the Phoenix Rod to blow all these guys up. And then we can go over here. And I'm going to break out the Morphobum, because when this opens up, chicken! If you have an extra one, you can still chicken. But no, I missed. Oh well. Using a Morphobum does simplify this encounter. And you should have at least one. Hey, we got the Fire Mace as well, so let's use a powered Fire Mace to kill this last enemy. And we have all the items, all the kills, all the secrets. If you want to use a Ring of Invincibility, if you want to do pretty much everything, you have quite the opportunity to do so. Especially if you forget anything, or if you want to get some extra ammo if you're playing continuously or something like that. Either way, we're ending the level on Cheese Vision. And those were the rapids. And, not too much change design-wise. I think certain weapon placements were altered to, I guess, casualize the level to some extent. But no, the level did always have the secret area with the Hell Staff, the Enchanted Shield, and the Phoenix Rod. So that hasn't changed one bit. So going to that area particularly early, provided all the were dragons follow you through the teleporter, you can kind of wait to check to see if all, I believe, 5 go through the same portal as the one that has the Phoenix Rod on it. But usually I take the one right in front of me, which has the Enchanted Shield that leads you to where you start off in the level, more or less. And usually that encourages the were dragons to take the portal on the right side from where you enter. Because usually they like to go straight towards you or zigzag towards you, and that usually results in them going directly into that portal, which means they'll all be in one spot, and it makes it easier to deal with them. Other than that, I'd say the only other difficult parts of this level are the encounters with the Iron Liches, provided you aren't prepared for them, if you don't have the Shadow Spear at hand, or if you don't have ammo for the Phoenix Rod, or if you just miss your shots. Those are probably the only difficult parts of this level, I'd say. Getting a start in this level isn't particularly difficult in either version. You should have enough ammo for your Elven Wand to deal with the initial gargoyles, and you should have enough for the crossbow to at least get rid of the saber claws on even Smite Meister with its lower ammo count. But yeah, not a particularly difficult level, and not too much has changed aside from aesthetics. Aside from a few ammo placements here and there, I believe, but could be wrong. Anyways, we are done with E5M2. Stay tuned for the next video where we're going to E5M3, which I mispronounced in my first video playing through it, but it is key. Well, until then, I'll see you when I see you, so see ya!